Hey everyone, I hope everyone is doing well. I had to do another crazy workout today of my Friday stuff and Saturday stuff because our schedule got changed. Our second Thursday game got moved to Saturday. So Saturday we have 2 games now, and so I'll be doing baseball stuff all day long, and I won't really have time to work out unless I went really early or really late or extremely quick in between games, and that wouldn't happen because I would have to eat food. So I had to do it all today. I got here about 6:30. It's about 9:30 now, which I'm actually surprised at how quickly I was able to do all the stuff I needed to do. So I suppose that's a positive. 2 workouts completed in 3 hours is, I suppose, pretty good. I was even able to do a little bit of abs, a little bit of empty cans, and all of that sort of shenanigans. I'm not going to try to remember every single thing I did, because I did quite a few stuff, but I know my workout started out with some snatch work, and they were hang snatches, and moved on from there with some clean and jerks, and that was the most I did was 205 for 2 plus 2 with 2 cleans and then 2 jerks. I had some deficit deadlifts that I went up to 455 for a set of 3. I did 2 other sets of 425. Had some squats. I was more aggressive and only wanted me to go up to 255. I wanted to do 315 just to do something a little heavier than what I have been doing, which is the most I've done, I think, since the meet. And I did that for a double, where the first one was just a regular rep, the second one was for a pause rep, and they all moved well. Body was tired just because. After some squats, I did some push presses. I failed at 185. It was supposed to be a 3x3, which would have been extremely difficult to do because the most I've ever done is 205. The push presses are based off my max clean and jerk, so, and that is what it is. I just failed the 185, so I dropped it to 165 and did a 3x3, and then did a set of overhead press with 135 after that. So quite a bunch of shoulder stuff, and I think that was really about it. I mean, there wasn't anything too radical that I did. It was just a lot of stuff. A lot of stuff. I had some clean pulls. That's one thing I forgot before the deadlifts. Clean pulls up to 235. Those are feeling good. Cleans in general just feel good. They feel like I've not mastered the motion, but it's a lot more consistent, and it's just a lot easier for me to do than trying to figure out snatches. With snatches, I also, as I'm remembering stuff as I did it, after I had the hang snatches, and then the day 2 stuff was supposed to be like snatch drill work. It was like 95 pounds, supposed to be 3 sets of 6 of snatches. I changed that to be 3 position snatches. I'm not really sure if Juggernaut Training System calls it that, but they have the 3 positions that they work on, from the ground to your knees, from the ground to your hips, and then you tap it on your hip and jump up. From the ground to my knees and from the knees to my hip, it's a pretty straightforward thing. It isn't too difficult to do. I just have to be consistent about it, which I'm not the best at, but you know, it's not the hard part of the motion for me. Hard part is that tapping and staying tall and then extending as it gets towards my hip. I have a tendency to extend early, like I think I mentioned in darn near every video, that I start early on the extension part of the snatch, and what that drill does is allows you to really force yourself to feel when you have to wait to extend it more vertically. And even on my first couple reps, I did 2 reps, so each position twice for 2 sets, and the first set, you know, so, but the second one I felt it a little bit more in a positive way, where I was able to let the bar tap and then come up without my torso or my hips going to meet the bar. Because it's, for me, it's just being really patient and just not, you know, trying to do anything crazy with the bar, just letting it kind of swing out a little bit and then come in, and just waiting with my hips and then just extending from there, because that's the position you want to get in. You want to be quite vertical and then extend using your quads to push the bar up. So it's definitely something I want to add in, and it will probably be on the accessory type days, the Tuesday, Thursday, Saturdays, when there's snatch work, because a lot of the, at least so far in the program, it will just say like snatch form work, and it just gives you 3 sets of 6 at a light weight. And what I want to do is start adding in specific drill work. Like the last time I did muscle snatches and snatch balances, and then this one I did the 3 position. I definitely wanted to do the 3 position, especially the tapping on the hip, because that's going to be extremely beneficial for me to just cue that and just really focus on the feeling of weighting, and then being able to replicate that when I do the full motion, because it's a hard thing for me to do, especially when I start to use heavier weights. I want to get going faster and faster, and it gets me to move earlier than when I should. So stuff to work on. Jerks, trying to just continue to improve those and get them to be consistent and powerful, and not just a weird looking push press, but to be a motion where I can use maximal weights with those. And as I get stronger and as I get more used to kind of dropping under it, I'll never do, if you see like a Chinese weightlifter drop all the way down into a full squat jerk, that for me is going to be darn near impossible and not really beneficial for me to do, because my quads are not my strong suit. So getting into kind of that power jerk position is going to be, I think, the most optimal way, at least in this variation of it. If I ever try to learn the split, that may be more efficient in using more weight, but I have a feeling this one is, especially for the time being, because it's easier and it's something I technically am not as bad at as a split, although I definitely can get better and work on extending like you do with a push press, but then getting under it a little bit and kind of that quarter squat, and allowing myself to get more weight under the bar, or above my head with, I guess, above the bar. No, on the bar. I can't think. But hopefully this video, if this all works out, you'll be seeing this video on Saturday, and if you're watching this on Saturday, I'll be at games all day, so I don't know if I'll reply to comments. I probably will in between games. But most likely it'll be on, let's just say, I hope I post this on Monday. If you see this on Monday, weekly update probably just won't happen. If I do, it'll be on Tuesday. But I don't know if I want to do a weekly update that late, because I'll be doing the next week of training. But if I post on Monday, it will mean that my team played games on Sunday. I will be going to a hotel tonight, because we play a game tonight and then 2 tomorrow, and then hopefully games on Sunday as well. Hopefully the hotel has some Wi-Fi. I'm assuming that it will. If not, I can always go to a McDonald's or something. But I won't be bringing my camera, because I won't be lifting while I'm there. Hence why I did the 2 workouts today. And so I have 2 days off to just be at baseball and not worry about lifting or anything, and kind of just focus on recovery and baseball for a little bit. So be going back at it on Monday, and definitely will be excited not to do 2 days double workouts for a while. I may have to do some at some point, because I know we play some games that are like 2 hours away, or tournaments that are 2 hours away, but we'll see how that works out. It's worked so far in this iteration of the program, so hopefully I can continue to figure it out. But it's nice the program has like a heavy day and then an accessory day, so adding those 2 workouts together aren't as if I'm doing 2 full heavy days and together, because that would just be death. But I'll wrap up this video here. I need to go home, eat some food, drink some more coffee, and pack and get ready to drive over to Indianapolis. So I will talk to you all later. Hope you're having a great week. And as you can see out there, it's not very beautiful out. So hopefully it doesn't storm a whole bunch while we're there, because that will make my day super long and the weekend much more complicated than it already is. So I'll talk to y'all later. Have a great day. Peace.